to understand. And that's why when we are finalizing objectives, it should be very specific. They will objective, they will to understand the language. This is not a specific objective, but when we are writing, they will be able to understand the local language Marathi. This is called as specific objective. So when we are talking about a training objective, it should be specific, measurable, achievable. That is very important. Why? Because this data set is going to be get used at the time of training evaluation, and if this data set, that is objectives, are not proper, we will be not in a position to compare the actual feedback which we have received with the objective, and then we will be, and then it will not possible for us to find out the effectiveness of the training program which we have conducted for the employees. And if we are not in position to find out the effectiveness, whatever the amount which we have spent on training, its value will become big zero. And that's why when we are setting the or finalizing the objective, the training and development department people, they should be very careful. After setting the objectives, we'll move towards the third step, developing the training design. Third step, developing the training design. What is training design? Training design is nothing but a structure which will be prepared by taking some important decisions. What will be those decisions? The decisions may be related to, the decisions will be related to which training method we are going to use. There are different training methods available. Plenty of training methods available nowadays. Which training method for which topic we are going to use. We are going to finalize the names of the trainers, whether the trainer is from the organization or whether he will come from outside the organization. Availability of the trainers, finalization of training material which we want to distribute amongst the trainees, location of training where we are going to do the training, whether it will be in-house training program or whether we are going to take them out to some other places where we are going to conduct the training. Some multinational companies are conducting their training programs in a resorts also nowadays. So these important decisions as well as finalization of the training schedule we are going to do in training design. So training design is nothing but a summation of different decisions related to operational part of training. Method, trainer, place, material, schedule. So all these things are going to get covered in a training design. And while designing the training program, every now and then objective helps us. Our objective is to achieve this particular thing. Then which will be the best method? Lecture, case study, job instruction. We have to take them. Which person trainer will be the best one? A, Mr. B, Miss C. And that's why, again I'm repeating, objectives we have to draft very carefully. After completion of step number 3, you go to step number 4, that is training implementation. The training program actually we are going to implement it. Generally in organizations, HR people are taking care of implementation part, especially training and development department employees. They will see that things are organized properly. They will ensure that trainer will come in time, will start his session in time. They will be, they will work, training and development department people will work as a silent observers. They will see that how the trainer is delivering, as well as they will see that how trainees are also responding. There is any deviation, they will try to control, which will help them to move the training program on the path which they have already set or designed. Implementation will be done. After implementation, training evaluation will be done. Feedback from the trainees, feedback from the trainer will be collected. There are different methods for that. Questionnaire method is there, survey method is there, interview method is there. With the help of that, those feedbacks will be get collected and it will compared with step number 2, the objective of training. And on the basis of that, they will claim the training program was a successful one, or there was some problem in the training program. They will find out where the problem is, and again they will come up with the new training design for those trainees. So this is what about process of training, where it is having total 5 steps: training need assessment, finalization of training objectives, developing training design, training implementation, and training evaluation. Now we'll move towards the next part, that is training need analysis and techniques. This is actually the first step in the process of training. What is training need analysis? Collecting the information about training needs of the employees. Now it is not like that much easy. Directly going and asking employees which type of training you want. He may give some answers, but how much we can believe, how one can believe on those answers, that depends upon that particular circumstances. Sometimes employees may say like this: okay, I want to learn Spanish. I want training on the language Spanish. And if you are going to organize a training on Spanish, the employees will get he will achieve his goal, but maybe the goal of the organization we will not be in position to achieve. Why? Because organization don't have any plan to send that particular employee to Spain. Then why there is a need to train him for the Spanish language? That is what is important. There are 3 ways for that in training need analysis. First one is the organizational analysis. Second one is the task analysis. Third one is the personal analysis. Organizational analysis. In organizational analysis, we try to see the gap. We try to analyze the gap between the set objectives by the top management and actual performance of the organization. Set objectives and actual performance. Why the gap is there? Why the performance is not matching with the objectives of the organization? Because of external factors or because of internal factors? For example, external factors like government policies. Some change in government policies which create a problem for the created the problem for the organization, and that's why organization was not in position to achieve the targets. Okay, or some internal problems. Internal problems like absenteeism, internal problems like high labor turnover, internal problems like we have enough manpower but they don't have the skills and knowledge required to perform the job. We have to analyze the organization. We have to analyze the performance of the organization. We have to analyze the performance of each department and each sub-department. Why there is a gap. And this gap, when we will try to do this analysis, I'm very sure it will help the practitioners, training and development professionals to find out what exactly is creating problem or what is the hurdle in achieving the targets. It's employees performance or it is something other, some other reason. And if it is employees performance, then again the next further investigation should be carried out to find if there is a problem in skill level, knowledge level, behavioral part, where it is the problem. Absenteeism is a behavioral problem. Late coming is a behavioral problem. So we have to identify that, and organization analysis will help us. Once completing the organization analysis, will narrow down to task analysis. Each task will be get analyzed. What we are going to do the analysis when we are going to do the task analysis, we are going to see what is expected in this task and what is done in this task. What is expected, what type of knowledge skills is required in this particular task. And currently, what type of knowledge and skills are having with those individuals who are performing that particular task. So when we are going to do the task analysis, each task will require some standard format of knowledge and skill. Whether there is a gap into that, we are going to identify, and there again we are going to collect the information. Now when we are talking about task analysis, I want to give an example for task analysis. I will take the example